we're at 29. If we get those mics to turn green. KDR AB is live. Yep. Fantastic. All right, the clock has hit 30. If we can make sure those mics are green and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to take this time to welcome everybody in chambers, and for those that are tuning in virtually via our Facebook feed or cable, thank you for taking the time to be with us for the City Council meeting this evening. Katie, I'd like to turn over to you to please call roll.
Schumate?
Here.
Cox?
Here.
Cosmore?
Here.
McNabb?
Here.
Molnar?
Here.
Valentine?
Here.
Wood? Here.
Fantastic. We have a full house. We are going to have a city attorney representative here. They got caught in traffic, so said they'd be about 4 to 5 minutes late. With that being said, we do not have any absent members to excuse, so we'd like to move on to the approval of the agenda. Council, I have 2 adjustments to the agenda that I'd like to propose. The first is I would like to honor the Eagle Scout in the room. You'll see that under the council reports, item F, number 3, I'd like to propose a motion to move that item, adopt resolution recognizing Eagle Scout achievement of Anthony J. Grima, to be right before public comment.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cosmore. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Ladies first. Any discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
That motion has been carried. So again, that will sit right after we close this approval of agenda section before our public comment. The second request I have for council is we heard from our legal representation after this agenda was built that there is an update to be considered by council. I'm requesting a motion to enter closed session to discuss the received settlement offer in relation to pending litigation. That would be walked through from our legal representation. I'm proposing that item to sit as item A under my report this evening.
So make that motion.
Motion by Cosmore. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Any discussion? Okay, do you have that language? Great. Please call roll whenever you're ready.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
So members of public, the 2 adjustments is we will, obviously with the Eagle Scout achievement and honoring that, we will jump to that next after I close this. And then I will have an updated report, which is item A in regards to the motion to enter closed session. For the members of public, when we do enter that closed session, we'll allow you to stay in chambers here. We'll just head up to the conference room for logistical efficiency. So with that being said, we now have an approved agenda, and I am incredibly excited, and I want to thank Councilman Molnar and the broader council. I want to also thank Katie for putting together this resolution. At this time, I would love to focus on our adoption of the resolution recognizing Eagle Scout achievement of Anthony J. Grima. So could we get a motion to adopt the resolution by council?
I'll make the motion. Support. Second.
Second by Valentine. Any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to jump
Please.
in and just, I wanted to congratulate Mr. Grima on his accomplishment. I've known his father, Mr. Grima, for a few years now, and I couldn't be more proud of the family that he's raised. So congratulations and good job, Mr. Grima.
Any further discussion?
Oh, yeah, great job.
Congratulations on your amazing achievement. We'd love to welcome you and your family up to the podium, and then perhaps we could take a picture. But if you'd like to say anything to the Residents of Gibraltar, please feel free to do so.
Thank you for being here. I've known a few of the people here from the troop. We did scouting for food in this neighborhood, and with the Cub Scout pack, we have done the yard cleanup here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for your service. And could we get somebody from the public to take my phone and take a photo? If the family could come up here. Council, maybe we can stand. And Councilman Molnar is going to present you with your resolution and your certificate of achievement. Good job, sir. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Anthony.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how many merit badges did you end up with? Good job.
Incredible.
Awesome.
Can I
And,
ask you
we-
what your project was?
My son was Eagle and I had
Have you take a roll up
my
from that.
boys be Eagle.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I heard about it, yeah.
I replaced the drywall, the ceiling, the troop came in, we painted the triangle, painted the whole room, and redid the flooring.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Very good.
Yes, you did a good job.
Project.
Thank you for your service and congratulations again. And with that, I'll have Katie call roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes,
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
That will then bring us to our public comment.
We approve the agenda.
At this time, I would love to welcome any members of our public that would like to address council. And when you approach that podium, please state your name and address.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Cody Dill, 13221 Leslie. Just an update for everyone. Recall process is going to be starting Thursday. I have the language for the recall. We'll be submitting that Thursday. Everyone will find out. I do have several questions for everyone tonight. Now, I understand that there is pending litigation, but if possible in the future, if you could answer these questions, I understand this isn't Q&A, but in the future, if you could answer these questions, I'd appreciate it. First is, how much coverage does the city have with MML for lawsuits such as this, for settlements? Where would the money be coming from if we do have a settlement? Is there any answer or response on why the 4 members voted on Resolution 24-016? As of today, has anyone been disciplined for the credit card and time card issues? If so, who? And has the city recovered any of the loss? Let me go down here. Also, does council feel that it is appropriate that a council member would speak on behalf of the city council? It's another valid question. What else is here? All right. Mr. Mayor, I believe you've known, and I called you, I just want to be transparent that I would let the community know that I asked as well, that you have known about the time card situation for a while now, and what is your response to that? We called, but just for the public, if you could answer that, I'd appreciate it. I do want to thank Councilmember Cox for responding to my questions that I had. I appreciate it and appreciate your time. I still believe that the resolution that you guys made is just appalling and should be rescinded. This is going to cost the city a lawsuit. I have a pretty good guess of what our coverage is when I was on council and what might be asked for from former Chief Tangway. That also leads me to my next question. What is our process now for choosing the chief? Because now we don't currently have one. I understand the city put out a post saying that Lieutenant Detective Bruce Bullard would be acting in the interim. But what is our process now that we don't have much of a choice but to choose a new chief? With that, I yield back. I appreciate your guys' time. If possible, getting back to me with my questions.
Thank you, Cody. I captured all 9 questions. Is there any other members of public that wish to address council this evening? Going once, going twice. Okay, that will close our opening public comment section. We have a public comment section before we close the meeting this evening, so please use that as you see fit. With the close of public comment, that will bring us to our consent agenda. Council and members in public, I have items A through E. Item A, bills reference number 9A and 9B. Item B, payroll number 916 and 917. Item C, city council minutes of 10/28/2024. Item D, beautification commission minutes of 11/4/2024. And lastly, item E, recreation commission minutes of 11/5/2024. Council will be looking for your motion to approve consent agenda items A through E.
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through E.
Motion by Valentine, is there a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Any discussion on consent agenda? Katie, please call roll.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
That motion has been carried. Next item on our agenda is our communication section. Council, I would like to call your attention to item A. Item A under our communications is a communication from Richard Tangway, found within your packet. Council will be looking for a motion to receive and file item A, communication from Richard Tangway.
Motion to receive and file.
Motion by Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Valentine. Any discussion on this item? Katie, please call roll.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Motion carried. That is received and filed. Council and members of public, now we'll move on to my reports. If you recall, under the approval of agenda, we had council motion and carry that motion of a motion to enter a closed session to discuss received settlement offer in relation to pending litigation. At this point in time, I'd be looking for the motion from council to enter closed session. For members of public, you can feel free to stay in the chambers here. We're going to head upstairs for that closed session, and then we'll return to chambers and enter back into our council meeting following the close of that. So council, do we have a motion to enter closed session?
Make that motion.
Motion by Molnar, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Any discussion? Absolutely.
I just want to know if it's just council, you and legal, or if you want the treasurer, or me, or anyone else.
I think it's a great question for our legal representative, Audrey. And
Yeah, Audrey Forbush. I would say council, legal counsel, as well as the city council, that'd be main obviously.
Can we have Treasurer Fonte in there?
No. You said judge?
No, Treasurer. Treasurer Fonte.
I don't believe that'll be necessary, no. No. Be the city council, the mayor, and council, legal council.
Okay.
Are we going to be, Attorney, are we going to be discussing city funds?
It's a closed session on pending litigation, and I'm at liberty to discuss what we're going to be discussing in there. So it's litigation and resolution of litigation,
Okay.
so.
So as long as it doesn't have any issues with the funds or payout of any funds, then I'd feel comfortable not being there. On the other hand, if it does, I'd request that I be there.
Well, thank you for your request. If they need you, I'm sure they'll bring you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood. Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes. That motion carried. Members of public, we will be upstairs in the conference room, and we'll return and call this meeting back into order.
Does anybody have any questions for me that we could, the drilling went well on Horse Island. There was 2 drills taken, 2 cores, one at the abutment, on the north abutment, and one on the apex of the bridge. And so they're going to test for salt intrusion, and which will affect the load factor on the bridge when they break the core. And then the other thing, they will take those calculations and do a load calc on it, on the bridge, and that will give you the tonnage factor so that we could remove those load posting signs. So it might be a real good thing for the residents. And then it'll give them also with that design strength and so on and so forth, it'll give them the ability to determine the rehab of the bridge and the extent of it. Thanks for the question. What's your first name? Mike? Good to meet you.
Hey, how long do they know about this credit card thing?
So, from my understanding, Rob was made on it.
More than 2 years?
How many times does it take to make someone?
If you would go back to the city council meetings, how many times we asked for a term investigation, that we did it to the police, or that we think, and then asked for a term investigation again, and still nothing was done. I can get a minute, so it doesn't waste your time, like June 24th, July 27th, 1 hour.
Well, did Michigan police say they don't want it, they're not touching it?
Do you know what was delivered to them? Do you know what the actual?
Anyway, they didn't tell them at all.
And you don't, do you? We'll find out. No. And I ordered something else.
Apologize, everybody.
I will.
No, everybody up there, not to me.
No, because there's other bullshit that I know about. Yeah, I did.
There's a lot more.
Well, there's a thing you don't know then, right? Yeah. I don't have it, and I don't care if you don't like it. I don't even know what why you're having a conversation.
Right, Rich? Everything's coming people away. Sometimes.
looking at what the charter says, or what the ordinances say, because the administrator's not the charter, it's in the ordinance. Yeah, there's more. Like I said, I've got. Draft language, then I gotta send it to the county. I have some more questions that I wanted to, I wanted at least, you know, pass them on to Rob to where you can see. I asked him. I think it's fair. So the county, within 10 to 20 days, has to schedule, or has to schedule a hearing to happen within 10 to 20 days. Yes, after the county does their thing, which is the election board, they'll review the language for clarity and specific, that's why I just quoted the dates and motions. And after it's approved, or not approved, then they have 10 days after that to appeal that with Wayne County Circuit Court, which I anticipate this will happen. During that process, though, I cannot pass around this issue. I must wait, whatever happens first, either the county court resolves it or 40 days. So then after that 10 days, within the 40 days, before I can pass it around again. And then, but in total, I have 180 days to get the signatures, and there's 583 minimum that I believe the county will put out an actual number. And they'll give me petitions and so on. And then, yes, and if I calculate it with retirements, gubernatorial election, I get 23, 29 voters in that election, which is going to what to retire.
Retire and then go somewhere.
And then 25% of that is 583. Obviously, we're gonna have, I've got my list.
Yeah, gee, that's all right. All about the money.
List, and then, once that's exhausted, I'll just start.
Yeah.
I ran for state council, so I have a list of registered voters within the city already.
Lawrence Tech and all that stuff.
Yeah, top to bottom, and then, once I get the signatures, submit it to the county. The county within the first 3 days, make sure that it's, do like they get some, make sure they're good, and they have within 10 days to actually review it. Then from there, they schedule an election, which the soonest it could happen would be May or November. But also, there are 3 seats on that council.
That's what the news said, they stopped up fast, it all went up.
I do not intend to run for the recall, and I'm
When that
pretty
shit
certain I'm not gonna run for the, you know,
split him right up, pending against the people, and they can do it again. Bill Barnes out of the fight. Looked awful
but
shiny.
if I'm correct, for the recall, it's not, you know, one election scheduled to remove them. It's kind of structured like a special election, where you just, the voters, the top 3 voters. That's all it's really. I mean, they can
Yeah.
easily get that. Or some of them might get it on, some might not.
Both sides.
So it depends on also the state candidates or people.
Yeah, I wanted to take away.
We'll see if they do it again. And then, like I said, we also got another election that's coming up anyways. Seats. So,
Oh, yeah. Got to, cost you money not to be. Yeah. Hey, you can run, but you can't hide, and when they catch you, yeah, come in
I did, but it's still a pretty thick t-shirt and it's still like. I'm just one of them guys who naturally, you know. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. In this kind of weather, when you're outside though, it's a blessing. You walk outside with a t-shirt and shorts in this kind of weather. Yeah, people think you're crazy.
Good deer hunting weather too. The answer, you know, they cleaned up a lot of their
office hours, rental bonus.
But yeah, he came in my car, he would not let go of that.
Yeah. February 21st at 8, they call it meeting. Over that. Fireworks, that was going on when I was on council. But I'm gonna ask the question. If it hold out. Yep.
I said I don't know. Yeah, every time, like he would call and I would change it, like, and everyone would stop, because I'm gonna have a change when I get home.
Yes, I am.
I know, I learned my lesson. Now I can barely like do laundry or put the bathroom at the same time, you know what I mean? Like do it all at the same time. It's amazing what you did accomplish in one day compared to now.
let's make sure those lights are green. Council, we'd be looking for a motion to exit closed session and return to our regular city council meeting.
Motion to exit closed session and return to our regular council meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Molnar. Any discussion? Katie, please call a roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Great, that returns us to our regularly scheduled agenda topics. If you recall, it was my report, and we were on item A, which was the closed session we were just in. So that will turn me to my administrative updates. Council, in your packet, I have two administrative updates to flag for you. The first administrative update is related to, I've had the privilege of serving as our primary representative on the SHUVA board, and that's our sewage board. Given our new city administrator, Mike Blackburn, with his deep and wide infrastructure expertise and water license, I'm requesting that you replace me, somebody who does not have those credentials, with somebody that does have those credentials, and Mike Blackburn. So I'd be looking for a motion from council to replace Mayor Schumate with Mike Blackburn as the primary SHUVA board representative.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by McNabb. Is there a second? Second by Cosmore. Any discussion on that? Mike, we'd put together the flow meter utilization reports for council and that Excel file that I share with them. That's a monthly basis. I'll get you introduced to everybody over at the board that you may not already know, and then we'll make sure you're plugged into the regularly scheduled meetings. Assuming that the motion is carried. Katie, will you please call roll?
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Fantastic. Motion carried. Mike, thank you for stepping up as our primary SHUVA board representative. The second item that I wanted to raise to you is we must consider updates to our appointments on the Board of Representatives for dispatch. Given the absorption of Rockwood's dispatch, we had established a Board of Representatives that would be looking after dispatch between the city of Gibraltar and city of Rockwood. All those specifics were discussed with council previously. To level set, we're going to need to make two replacements on the city of Gibraltar component, of which we have 3 seats, and then the city of Rockwood has 2 seats. I know Councilman Molnar, you are on that board. Did you have any thoughts around this topic for today?
Myself and Mr. Bullard spoke about this. Did you have any further thought? I know we did not reconvene before the meeting today to discuss. I know we just briefly discussed it late last week.
Yes, I'll be on the board, and I have 2 pending dispatchers that are interested. So hopefully by Monday.
So do you want to make one appointment now and another one next meeting, or?
Maybe we table that discussion then for next meeting when we can do a clean
Okay.
2 swap, if that sounds good to everybody.
Just does.
Just want to make sure that discussion's rolling, so thanks for driving that.
Yep.
Okay, great. I will make sure that that's under my administrative update section for next meeting.
Perfect, thank you.
Next topic, so that's my 2 administrative updates. For my last topic, item C. Item C will be our 12-month progress update and strategic priorities discussion. Council, in your packet, it's pretty hard to believe that November 13th marks a year since we were sworn in the newest members of this council. And so I wanted to make sure that beyond the 9-month progress update we had put together, that we had a full 12-month progress update. I'm not going to go through the details other than to say it's 4 pages of progress and accomplishments. I just want to express my gratitude for everybody, this administration, all of our city personnel, everybody that came together to create those 4 pages of progress updates and accomplishments. With that being said, there's an immense amount of work still to do. And so I also detailed, based on our October 28th discussion, the top 5 kind of priority areas where we have issues and unmet needs that need to be addressed. So a couple things I'd like to ask of you. First one is for our 12-month progress update, I'd like to get that out to our city personnel and our public. So I assembled that. Is there any feedback on that progress update? And if not, I was going to have Katie send it to the internal city personnel, as well as put it on our website or any other channels for which our public can have access to that progress update. So any concerns or questions around the 12-month progress list?
Looks good.
Awesome. So next step on that, we'll make sure that gets out to our city personnel and the residents that would like to view that. The second and most important element of this conversation is we have our top 5 priority list. Now, this is just building off our discussion on October 28th, but at a high level, bucket number 1 is water loss. And we have an audit that's being proposed today for approval with Benesh and flood control. You know, we're losing significant water. We've been losing significant water for quite some time, and we need to solve that issue. Number 2 is infrastructure improvements. Focus will be on water, sewer, roads, including bridges, pump station, HVAC, water main, and the West Jefferson grant we received, lead line commitments, and a clear path for our roads based on seasonality considerations. And the focus on just making sure that we make 2025 a year of infrastructure projects. Number 3 is financials and process and procedures. A lot of work that needs to be done there, a lot of work that's been done, but process and procedure updates, software implementation for managing invoicing and approvals, purchasing processes, 5-year planning of financials to tie to our infrastructure and other spend considerations, and the bigger picture of how we look at our tax base in the city of Gibraltar and revenue and expenditure considerations for the long term. The 4th bucket is zoning ordinance updates and monitoring enforcement. Hats off to the zoning ordinance committee. They kicked off on October 28th, to be exact. It's exciting. We had that $50,000 grant we received to update that zoning ordinance language, which in many cases is quite archaic. So that's a big win, and the ball's moving on that. And then number 5 is structure, equipment, and inventory approaches. And that's everything from service contracts to how we inventory internally, what are our working processes, et cetera. So that's kind of bucket numbers 1 through 5. Obviously, the other thing to consider is, you know, how do we want to move forward on defining a project plan for these? And what I was going to propose was in the packet, a study session. I'd love for council to consider a motion today for a study session. The study session I would propose would be before our next meeting, because it would include other topics like what Councilman Molnar had as far as department head review discussions. So I'm proposing a November 18th at 4 p.m. or a November 25th at 4 p.m. Now, the downside of November 25th at 4 p.m. is that that's also a council meeting day, so it would be a 4 plus, you know, whatever time council study session followed by council meeting. So I would recommend we consider the 18th at 4 p.m. if council has a schedule to be available to do that. And what I thought that could include is give you some time from today to start putting pen to paper, and obviously Mike is a critical element of this, on what are the tactical considerations, you know, the time-bound measurable activities we need to drive underneath all of these buckets. Have a discussion with council to lay this all out on paper, and then have a clear project plan for Mike, our city administrator, that could then be seen as a time-bound accountability plan for key priority areas, and council could get updates on a monthly basis as to the progress, the needs to continue the progress, et cetera. So that would be the goal of that, and could weave in, you know, other topics in the study session like the department head discussion. Thought it was also maybe potentially, not to put you on the spot, but, you know, for our interim director of public safety, Bullard, over there, perhaps an opportunity that he could weigh in on any observations that he sees in the Department of Public Safety, obviously as he's immersing himself and has been there for 18 years prior to that. So another thing, if you wanted to add something to the study session for council to consider on your observations and immediate needs that you would like to have discussed. So in summary, I'd love to have a motion to have a study session on November 18th at 4 p.m. to cover key strategic priorities for the city of Gibraltar.
Make that motion.
Great. Motion by Cosmore. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Molnar. Any discussion on that?
Would there be an opportunity to have the study session, maybe in like the room that we do the closed meeting, and something that could be more of a working group, where we're more interactive and even have a, you know, a board to write on, and would it make sense for us to do that if we're trying to whittle down the details of, you know, how to put these plans together?
Yeah.
What the
It's still an
measurables are?
open meeting, though. We have to be careful. We have to be
Right.
able to make sure the community can come in, so we have to keep it open.
Okay.
Sounds like
Just
still-
a thought.
Sounds like still a public notice and open meeting requirement. Maybe we could solve both objectives with like some whiteboards or other things, even to make this room a little more interactive.
Yeah, okay.
Win-win, got AV and got, I like your idea, because I think it'd be nice to have like whiteboards and
Yeah.
ways of working together, and we could still mic that up and broadcast it and make it accessible if we need to.
Perfect.
Or we have it in that room, and then if we do have a lot of public, we could just bring it into here.
Precisely, I think we got the flexibility, and really just to solve the issue of, to your point, like, how do we best work together in that discussion?
Okay.
Any other discussion for that topic?
Yeah, Mayor, if
Yeah.
I may, there's 5 large buckets here. What is the end game at that meeting on the 28th? And I'm going to say this, is that item number 1, I could see that taken, if we really dove into that and came out with an objective, taking the whole meeting. And going down on number 2 would be the same way. So I don't know, you know, if somebody's looking at this as a 2-hour meeting to come out with accomplishments and goals, maybe we should look at breaking this up. I'm just throwing that out there because there's, as you know, just in the flood control and the water loss, some of the meetings that we've had with Benesh, when you get into the details of the list of problems, there's a lot. So
I think you're spot on, and I think a couple thoughts there, but I agree with you. I don't think we can really understand how much time is fully required until we dive into the process, so it might take multiple study sessions when we arrive at that. I'd say to make it as direct as possible, what I'd love to do is, since we are in this motion to be subsequently voted on here shortly, to have Mike start putting together whatever inventory he already has, right? So like water loss, let's take that, right?
Yep.
Contract with Benesh to do flood, or leak detection, followed by unmetered usage, right? That'd be like one tactic, right? Second tactic could be DPS integration of water level monitoring and alerts, right? Like basically make these tactics and start getting that information from Mike in advance of the meeting of the 18th, as well as to allow every single council member to have some time, now a week, if we choose to do that, to send in some thoughts around any recommendations, so that it's more of a focused discussion around what are those top 3 to 5, for example, priorities per bucket.
yeah, I've been approached by some of the citizens about flood control in their basements and so on and so forth, and street flooding. And I could just see that, just on item 1, let alone 2, and then item 3, there's a lot.
Oh, yeah, without doubt. It'll take a few meetings.
And exactly,
I'm
I
going to
think,
say it's going to take at least one good meeting just on the water loss so that we could target that. I mean, these are things that have been brushed over and talked about, but now it's time for the details of this. And I know I'm really confident with this council that everybody's got the same objectives. I just don't want to get bogged in the meetings where we just keep rolling the rock uphill and we don't get a control of it. Number 1, all these are great things, but they all need an end game to them.
agreed.
And not an end game 18 months from now. The goals got to be set, I think independently of each meeting. We go into a meeting with water loss, we come out with a goal and objective for it, But these are heavy-duty subjects when you get into them.
100% agree.
That's my thought, so.
Mike, I think what would be, just to make this tangible, I think is what Treasurer Fonte and everybody's highlighting, is we need, specific, measurable, attainable, results-oriented, time-bound approaches for these tactics, right? So maybe as a starting point, if you could, based on all that you've immersed yourself in, take these 5, perhaps maybe send a note to all council members after this meeting, tomorrow perhaps, that lays out these 5. You maybe can start put some pen to paper on what you see are kind of tactical steps that are either in flight or planned. That'll give council a chance to react to what we have in inventory today. And council, you can take a look at this list and propose anything that you think should be added. Goal being that we come to the study session at least prepared to start putting pen to paper. If it takes multiple study sessions, we won't rush the process, because to your point, Treasurer Fonte, we need to do it right. So maybe Monday's just a starting point for a study session, and we might decide we're hours in and we need to close and schedule another one. But the good news is we have the liberty to do that. Any other discussion on those items? Katie, please call a roll.
Esmar,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Motion carried. So we'll see everybody on November 18th at 4 p.m. That's it for my report, and I'd like to turn over to our council reports. Councilman Valentine, take us to recreation, please.
Okay, let me. Oh. I just want to remind everybody of the December 7th is the Christmas parade and tree lighting. Lineup, it starts over here at 4:30, parade starts at 5:30, it will travel to the Gibraltar City Hall and travel from Gibraltar City Hall and proceed to the Gibraltar Community Center. Outside at the Boblo Pavilion will be tree lighting, Santa Claus, ice carving, kid games, fire pits, food trucks, DJ, dancing elves at approximately 7 p.m. Inside at the Gibraltar Community Center will be a craft show 1 to 8 p.m., Kid Crafts with Kiwanis Club of Greater Gibraltar. Also, if you have your youngsters want to send a letter to Santa, the mailbox should be in place December 1st, 2024. That's my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilman Valentine on recreation? Councilman Cosmore, take us to your report.
Okay, for the 33rd District Court, we had a meeting today, and we we've got contracts coming up, some negotiations, so we just talked about that during that meeting. That was all. For the ADW, the Alliance of Downriver Watershed, they finished their clean water contest. Chapman School won, but Parsons and Hunter also won like a $250 gift card, so I thought that's kind of neat for them. And our next meeting for that is December 2nd. Kiwanis and the Rotary are actually doing a fundraiser together on Saturday. It's going to be a music bingo at the Gibraltar Community Center. It starts at 6:30. The cost is, if you buy beforehand, it's $20, or if you wait to come to the door, it'll be $25, and that includes the cost of your bingo and your food. And then there's a cash bar, and all the money that's earned that day will, go towards the funds that we use to do stuff for the kids in the community. And I just want to also thank everybody that donated to the Kiwanis, the toy drive, that we did that with the Parsons Lighthouse Club. So we were able to send 8 really big boxes of toys and games and crafts to North Carolina, so the flood victims down there, to the campground that's got a lot of the families living there. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that donated. And that's it.
Thank you, Councilman Cosmore. Any questions for Councilman Cosmore?
Marcia, I'm not familiar with music bingo. What's the format? How does that work?
It's actually a DJ comes in, and you have like a bingo sheet type thing, and then she plays music, and you got to cross it off. And it's a lot harder than you think, but it's because you never know the name. You always know the words, never know the name. But it's also a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So everybody would be singing along and having a good time you're going to be eating and playing bingo, and it's a nice night out. And it's a good fun for both groups to earn some money.
Awesome. Thank you. If there's no further questions, Councilwoman Wood, you want to take us to Beautification and Historical Museum?
Okay, beautification. Beautification will start working on the winter planters and Christmas decorations. We're all done with fall and pumpkins and moving on into Christmas. We also have new sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts with a new design on them, which is the Horse Island Bridge, because we're going to commemorate the bridge that we are hopefully trying to save, which is kind of good news at this point, I think. That's pretty much it. We've been talking about a water vehicle. I don't know where we're at with that, but I'm just going to let that go because we keep talking about that. We'll move on with that later. And then the museum is open. Our historical museum is upstairs, second floor. It is open on December 1st. From 2 to 4, and we have ordered a new display cabinet with the money that was donated by the Rotary.
That's
So
awesome.
we have that coming Friday. And that's it.
That's awesome. Any questions for Councilwoman Wood? All right. Councilman Cox?
Report.
Any questions for Councilman Cox? Councilman McNabb?
I have no report at this time.
Any questions for Councilman McNabb? Councilman Molnar?
Thank you, sir. I know we talked briefly about the department head review process, if we want to discuss that in the study session, or if we wanted to look at it now. I'm happy either way.
I think this study session would be good, and we can provide information in advance for folks on some of the other details and processes.
Okay.
Because I know the resolution was second meeting in November, we convene on that.
Right.
So that's good timing. 18th, we'll prioritize that, and then we'll hit the 25th with a plan.
Perfect.
If that sounds good to everybody. I'm open for any discussion now, though, if you want to raise any topics there.
My only discussion item that if we're going to try and hold the reviews in the month of November, is that we establish some type of a smaller group setting to where it can be Mike and one person or something of that nature, or just Mike report back to us
Okay.
on the department head reviews, so that it is in a smaller, more comfortable setting for those personnel.
Yeah, I agree. Mike should,
I like that.
Mike should be doing that. And then we do Mike's.
Yeah.
That's, you know, how it's
I like that.
traditionally done. He does the department heads because he works with them,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do his.
I like that. That's a good suggestion.
That allows us to stay on schedule and not, kick the can on anything.
I like it. Any other input there on the department head topic? Back to you.
Second thing I had was, we have 5 positions that are, laid out as department heads in our charter that we outsource to vendors outside. Right now, we sign 5 different contracts. They are proposed by the vendor, and they really are, well, they're developed by the vendor, as opposed to developed internally, where we can kind of hit our high points. Instead of being reactive, we can be proactive with preparing more of a master contract that would just give us, it would give us the primary approach as opposed to, again, reactive. So something I was going to ask if we were able or interested in asking our attorney to consider that approach by reviewing the 5 existing contracts that we have that were proposed by those vendors and creating a template, master template that we could go with going forward. And I realize Mr. Bologna's not here today, and we can push that for the next meeting, but that was just something that I wanted to throw out there.
Through the chair?
Yeah.
So you want him to review the contracts of the current existing department heads?
No, not department heads, for,
Vendors?
yes, correct.
So we have-
Specifically, could you enumerate what vendors? So
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
pass
So
that on.
engineering,
Okay.
planning, building, assessing.
That's 4.
What is it? Trash pickup? And, so it'd be the, rubbish vendor,
All right.
Stevens?
Stevens Disposal?
Yeah, so,
and legal would be the other one.
so to his point, there's a lot of different formats and structures to the agreements that have been established, and it's often vendor-driven, so maybe as a next step, we can pull those contracts, make sure Anthony and the firm have them, and then action on that.
That would go, going forward, whether we renegotiate a contract or whether we go out for a request for proposal or request for qualifications for future vendors, then we can attach the template to that so that they know what they're bidding or, considering binding into. And it might save us from overlooking a line item in some of these agreements that triggers something that we weren't anticipating. And then when those things are triggered, it ends up costing us more money than we anticipated.
There's huge diversification between the engineer and the trash pickup and other vendors. So what I'll do is I'll pass that on to him to review those and be able to discuss those and to streamline that process moving forward or make it more uniform.
Okay.
Whatever you guys want.
I'm sorry?
What do you guys want? I'll pass that on to him.
Thanks, sir. Thought about hosting councilperson office hours. And I know that we talked about this at the very beginning of the term. Pat mentioned that he was interested in filling a spot here and there. I know I am. I know Marcia had suggested that she would be interested too. So give us another opportunity to interact one-on-one or in small group settings for people that don't want to come up to the microphone and comment, but give another avenue to come communicate with us that we can bring those concerns into council meetings and have general discussions accordingly. So if there's a flavor for that, I would like to establish something along that lines. A weekly 2 hours every Tuesday or every Thursday or something along that lines, if anybody's interested.
So just the one day, and then we all just take 2-hour shifts?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just take turns,
I do mine Monday, 4 to 6 PM for reference, so.
yeah.
I'd be interested in it.
Yeah, I have no issue with that.
So,
It's not Tuesdays.
not Tuesdays? Thursday's better?
Yeah.
Thursdays, 4 PM, 5 PM?
Obviously, 4 PM or later is better for me.
Yeah.
but I
I
can only
like
speak on
morning.
mine.
And we could change it. We could do 1 week be it early and 1 week be it later, to try and, capture the largest opportunities.
Question for the council regarding this actual.
Can we take it, we'll have to address that in public comment, sorry. When we get to public comment, we'll have to address that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, maybe, sounds like Thursday is an option. 4 PM is the desired time, but some might want morning. And what I did was when I established the office hours for Monday, 4 to 6, Katie put out a post, and that helped raise awareness on it too. So maybe if you all got together your schedule, then we could get a little post out to help make sure people are aware.
Okay, so would it be something as simple as, when we decide to get this started, just one of us reach out to Katie to produce that post?
I think so.
When, what time?
Okay.
Love it.
And then the last thing, and I think we could talk about this probably as well in our study session, was having some type of a group Dropbox or file sharing to where if we take notes on our shorter group or smaller group meetings, be it those council person interactions, if we have some interaction that we want to share with everybody, is there some type of a program that we can drop notes from a meeting into that would circulate it amongst the group so that everybody's privy to the smaller group meeting notes? I don't know if we have something like that already, or if that's something that we can talk about at our study session of trying to produce something like that.
I think we should definitely have the study session. I think we use the Google Drive approach internally for like the weekly updates, all city personnel updates and other kind of methods, which seems effective because everybody's got real-time live access to it. You can control, edit versus view, right? So I think that would probably help mitigate like any sort of open meetings, exchange considerations, but then also give everybody live access or editing access for applicable members.
It should be all right as long as we're not discussing anything, if we're just like dropping in like the minutes, right?
Notes, it's like minutes captures, exactly, yeah.
As long as you're not meeting between the parties, I think it's fine.
Like it. So yeah, maybe, yeah, we're using Google Drive, but there's a plethora of tech that we could probably pull in if we needed it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I have.
Awesome, thank you. Any questions for Councilman Molnar? I'm sorry, sir, we just have to keep public comment to public comment, but we will make sure we listen to you here when we get to public comment. Next topic is Parks and Recreation Director Goris. No report from Parks and Recreation Director Goris. City Attorney, any report from you? And thanks for subbing in for Anthony this evening.
I have no report from Anthony at this time.
Any questions for City Attorney? City Administrator Blackburn.
Yeah, first we got, I'm gonna talk about agenda item A and B together, but they gotta be two separate motions because they're two separate contracts. They're just a letter of understanding. The letter of understanding was was attached to the previous contract, but the letter of understanding had an expiration date. The wording from the letter of understanding was never incorporated into the contract during negotiations. So I'm asking just to reapprove this letter of understanding. Next time we go into negotiations with POAM and COAM, we'll make sure that we incorporate it into the language of the contract, and then that way there won't be a letter of understanding for the future. It just was missed during this last contract negotiations.
Has our attorney reviewed the letter of understanding?
It's the same wording as the last one, but no, he hasn't reviewed it.
So you just need a motion for that, right?
What is the action needed from us? Do we need a motion to?
Motion to approve the letter of understanding for COAM first, that's A, then second one be for POAM. Just to approve the letter understanding, have the mayor and clerk sign it.
I'll make the motion to approve the letter of understanding for the COAM first.
Second.
Second by Cox. Any discussion? This was already a line language, just obviously a logistical consideration here, so thank you, Mike. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Every time I come in here.
Make the motion for B, the, I'm sorry, is it the patrols?
Police officer.
Police officers.
Police officers, POAM, to approve that letter of understanding.
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Great. Any discussion on this one? Katie, please call roll whenever you're ready.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Back to you, Mike.
Okay, next on the agenda is what I have is for the city to enter an agreement with Alfred Benashian Company to do leak detection and a water audit. I think the quicker we get moving on this, the quicker we can save the city money on it. We need to find where we're having water loss and get somebody in here.
So council, this is what was discussed previously. We've had follow-up calls to get more information on rate structure, et cetera. So motion will be in council's court to approve the entrance of an agreement.
Motion to enter into an agreement with Alfred Benashian Company for the leak detection and water loss audit.
Motion by Cox, is there a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Any discussion? I'm really excited to get to work on this. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say that this is aligned with both your interaction and Treasurer Fonte's interaction with Benesh, and we got some finalized pricing. They are the only vendor for the most part available to us. Their rates are fair, but the value that we're going to receive in response is certainly well worth it from my perspective.
And they were going to give us, absolutely, they're going to give us a progress update too. That's kind of a chaptered approach, right? So step one, leak detection. Step two, meter usage or unmetered usage, et cetera. So it'll be kind of a chapter-based process. Treasurer Fonte?
Yeah, just to add a little more color to that, to council, that Benesh was a recommendation from Gliwa. And that was after Vince tried to rustle up professionals in this area, and, he could find, I would call not mediocre, but the standard companies that do the sounding, but not the engineering behind it. This is going to give us, these people work with municipalities. They bird dog problems for Gliwa. And I explained, I sent a letter to Gliwa asking them for assistance on this. And one of the other directors outside of the WAMR system called and gave me this lead, and then we followed up on it. So they're very good at what they do. Hopefully that will transcend to finding our problems and fixing them. But it's going to take some time.
Love it. Any other discussion?
Don't we have to amend the motion that since we only have a single bidder, that for the greater good of the city, that we approve this?
That's a good procedural question, Councilman Valentine.
I think you just amend the motion that for the greater good of the city, that we.
Yeah, I think that we should include that language. I do think that's appropriate because we've done that in prior situations. But I think that was more about a different circumstance than a single source bid. Single source bid just requires unanimous approval. I think that was another circumstance that we had to amend that. But we could do that for the sake of
Well, it's for all
procedural.
contracts over $1,000, right?
So if you choose to amend the motion, who had the motion?
Councilman Cox.
We could add some.
Love to add for the greater good of the city.
There you go. We can add that language.
I would not only add the greater good, but for the health and safety and welfare of the citizens' drinking water supply.
There you go.
Yeah. Because if this
Welfare
doesn't
and
happen.
safety of our
yeah,
Look at
residents
this
as well.
robust motion.
yeah, if this doesn't happen, then somebody's gonna have to enact a health and safety clause here, or emergency act to move this thing along. That's how critical it is.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if the citizens, I don't know if that water main is still sitting out on that, over by the dumpster, but it's over at the main. You can go over and take a look at it. You can see the fractures in it, and they weren't fractures at one time. These were bleeding fractures that causes, the type of silent leaks that you can't find, especially when they're in swamp water and so on and so forth. So this needs to be done because we're losing water at a high rate, and it's costing everybody money.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Great.
Councilman McNabb as the seconder, are you in support of that amendment?
Great. Katie, whenever you're ready, you can call roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, item D I have on here is for solicitation for RFP for lead line replacement. Have CE Rains do the specs for the bids on it. The city has a grant to replace all the lead lines in the city. So far, city employees have been doing it when they can get to it, when they have chance, amongst the other things they got going on. We have a grant. I'd rather go out for bids, get a contractor in here, get them all done. We're mandated by law to do 5% a year, which is like 2 a year for the next 15 years. I think we got to get this done. I want to get contractor in here. Everything can be covered by the grant, the engineering fees, the lead line replacements, and even the rust. I checked with Eagle. Even the restoration of the grass, and everything else is all covered by the grant. Our employees have enough other work to do that we don't need to burden them with additional work on top of it, because eventually it'll get too much and we'll fall behind. I'd just rather get this done. We have a grant for it, so that's where I stand.
Need a motion to solicit an RFP for replacement and to authorize CE Rains Company to prepare the specs.
Motion to authorize to solicit the RFP for replacement of lead service lines and authorize CE Rains Company to prepare the specifications.
Motion by Cox, second by Valentine. Any further discussion on this topic? Katie, please call roll.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. Motion carried. Mike, back to you.
Item E on the agenda is for King Curb. We had a storm sewer replacement. We only have one driveway approach that needs to be done. Finding a company to come to do one is not very easy to do. King Curb is willing to do it. So I want to get this done before the end of the season. There's no other work out there where I can get an asphalt company in here and make it worth their while. King Curb's willing to do it, and I think it should be done for the homeowner before the winter hits.
Again, we only have one bid, so I'm going to make the motion that we approve King Curb to fix this asphalt problem for the good of the city.
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion on that.
Second by McNabb. Any further discussion?
Is there curb work associated with the asphalt patching? Is it
No, it's
curbing?
just an approach.
Okay.
And King Curb has done asphalt work for the city in the past, too.
Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you for taking care of that. Back to you, Mike.
Last item I got here is, we have two large trees that need to get cut down. In your packets, 3 quotes. My recommendation is to go with Little Monsters Tree Service to remove the trees, stump grind, and fill in with dirt. Upon they provide to me their certificate of insurance, just to make sure they're covered. The second lowest bidder did include his insurance with his quote. So I would recommend Little Monsters Tree Service as long as they provide a liability insurance within a reasonable amount of time. If they don't, then I will go to the lowest bidder and have him do it.
So motion to approve Little Monsters conditional of insurance provision would be in council's order.
Make that, I'll make the motion.
Motion by Molnar, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cosmore.
In this situation, do we have more than one bid?
We have three.
Got three
Okay,
prices.
all right.
Any further discussion?
Little Monster has actually done work for the city in the past, so it might be on file already.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
Osmer?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Motion carried. Mike, anything further on your end?
Nope, that is it for right now. I got a couple things coming up in the future. I am looking at probably in December, asking council to go out for RFQs for engineering for the West Jefferson water main, so we can get that going. That engineering may take a little while, and so I want to start it early so we can have that project going by spring, summer. I'll also be coming probably in December also, looking to start to do engineering and going out for bids for repaving the Gibraltar Community Center parking lot that's covered by the bond. So we can start winding down that bond money that we have sitting there. There's a city employee that already tripped in that parking lot in the last few weeks, so I think we need to get that going as soon as possible. I want to get these projects going when the weather breaks in the spring. Hopefully, we can get these going soon.
Awesome work. Thank you. Any questions for Mike? Clerk Tomasic,
No report?
how's life after election?
Great.
Congratulations on an immense effort. I know we sent a lot of love to Katie and the team because you all worked very hard to make Gibraltar's election seamless, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep, I think we broke a record, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were just like couple percent, like 0.5% short of 70% for our turnout.
3,009
Yeah.
votes cast of Gibraltar residents. That is an incredible turnout for an election. So, Katie, hats off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Clerk Tomasic? All right, Treasurer Fonte.
Wonderful. Good evening, everyone. There's about 3 or 4 things on my agenda. One would be the special investigation, that's item A, and I think I'm going to move that to the second part of what I'm going to discuss. There's a couple other ones that have to deal with Amy and some reconciling of issues that I want to bring before council, but the first one is a kind of a what I would call a dose of reality. It's a letter from Plant Moran, and it's on our continuing forensic audit. This was part of a discussion that Attorney Bologna and I had with Plant Moran on the audit, and so let me read it to you. It says, regarding the Plant Moran audit, they have completed phases 1 and 2, and are seeking approval to proceed with phase 3, based on their preliminary findings discovered thus far. Before moving forward, Plant Moran needs the City Council's approval to ensure their support and understanding of the timeline and potential investment. If approved, Plant Moran will continue to provide periodic updates to myself and Rich. Of course, this is Anthony talking to us right now via Eric at Plant Moran. So updates to Anthony and myself regarding their findings and fees incurred as they did in phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 will involve a review of additional evidence sources and additional interviews to vet the preliminary issues and/or findings. Upon completion, Plant Moran will deliver a written report detailing their procedures, review evidence findings, and any applicable losses incurred by the city. They estimate this work will take approximately another 6 to 8 weeks. Could be shorter, could be at the limit. we asked for their worst scenario in this case. It's based on the anticipated procedures discussed yesterday. While the exact cost is difficult to predict at this stage due to the potential variables, which are what we may discover between now and the completion of our work, they estimate the total fees for phases 1 through 3 to range between $50,000 and $60,000, based on their experience with these types of engagements and current findings. Based on the prior directive of council, is recommend that Plant Moran complete this audit, so council will have a complete and thorough report to base any future decisions on. So I'm going to add a little color to that. We're into this. There's been a lot of investigative work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of research done to establish even our foundation for wages and so on and so forth, so that we could have a clear understanding of how people were paid and so on and so forth. I think we're pretty confident right now that that's all in place. So now it's a matter of moving forward with all the information. Interviews have been made, so on and so forth. There's only so much I can say through this whole thing because findings of facts are still in process. But one thing to remember, we're dealing with taxpayer money here. That's what, for me, in my office, that's what brought this forward. There was issues with the former Director of Public Safety. There was issues that were brought forth from a former mayor at a council meeting on August 12th. I took those recommendations and I moved forward because of the involvement with your money. Don't know what that is yet. Don't know where it will end up. It's very independent. We have little to do with it. The little bit that Tony and I get at it, out of it at stages is it's moving forward and they're into it deep, so they need to complete. I also reached out to the state police, as was prior, what I prior said, and it was their recommendation that this forensic audit take place. And you could see why there was an investigation by the state police, and that was because they told me that they're not going to do our audit for us. And this is the reason why. They don't have time for this portion of it. So if anything comes forward out of this where decisions are made by council afterwards, then we'll have the complete picture. Good, bad, or indifferent, no telling just yet, but there is a lot to be gleaned over and a lot of information yet to gain from this. I also reached out to the state's Attorney General office and had about an hour-and-a-half discussion with the attorney at the Financial White Crimes Division, and we discussed several points, and he's familiar with Plant Moran and their activities. He worked with them in the past and has strongly recommended that we proceed forward with this. To that end, I can only say that it's moving forward. It's a shame it costs this kind of money, but it's independent of any reach of any conflict of interest, which I was a proponent on from day one when I found out. So I think it's in the right hands. It's, again, it's unfortunate we bring ourselves to this level of cost, but that is not that's out of our control, and that was that's part of the process. So if there's any questions, you know, it's going to be up to council to motion this thing forward.
I'm going to make a motion that we continue Phase 1 and 2 and Phase 3 with Plant Moran's forensic audit.
We have a motion by Valentine. Is there a second for that motion?
Second.
Second by Molnar. Discussion? Amy, you're aligned from a financial point of view on this? So I'm hearing we have the financial capacity if council chooses to make this motion.
Well, the other thing to look at too, depending on how this comes out, there's always other forms of retribution and everything else depending on what the end game comes out to. So I know that's a long way to look at things, but this needs to be concluded. And And if we're going to go into study sessions with procedures and financial controls and everything else, you can take a look in your rearview mirror on how we ended up here. So,
Yep, and I think, as you alluded to, right, there's already been an investment made. This takes the investment further to get it to the finish line, which is the critical point. So, I'm hearing no further discussion unless there's any questions. Katie, please call roll.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you, Treasurer Fonte.
Yeah, thank you, Council. The other thing is, what is on the agenda is recommendation for investment, an investigation appointment per Charter Section 6.8. Now, I know that was tabled, the special investigation. I'm going to continue to ask for that to be tabled. Anthony has given me 4 or 5, I would call them jurists or attorneys. Some of them are former judges, and they have a far reach from our location here, so which is good. It wouldn't present any conflict of interest. But I'm not so sure yet we should go in that direction until, let's see what we complete with Plant Moran, and then we can make some educated decisions. At least I'll have some lead into that if it gets to that point,
I think it's smart.
if that's agreeable with council.
I think that's the right approach.
All right, the next thing is, after I'm done, Amy's going to approach council with approval for a gator from, I believe it's Barton Mallow. Our citizen advisor on the infrastructure committee, John Zont, went to Barton Mallow, and they're releasing a lot of their capital equipment. This is a good buy. I think it's $2,500. It's a used gator, and it would probably fit the beautification very well. And it'll need some cleanup. It's affordable. It'll need some cleanup, and, you know, we even told the ladies to paint it pink or something, so it's theirs. And I'm sure it's going to need some oil changing and things like that, but it's $2,500. Even if we went through one of them every 3 years, it'd still be a good buy. And my recommendation is to listen to Amy and approve the purchase.
Appreciate that.
And if we don't, we're going to lose this thing. So I'd like to get that problem resolved. The other thing is what we discussed at our, I think it was our August 30th special council meeting that the treasurer requested, and that was the reconciling of certain accounts here. That being part of this discussion tonight was we have 4 entities that we pass money to. One is the Historical Museum. The second one is the Infrastructure Commission. Third one is beautification, and the fourth one is the Gibraltar Volunteer Firefighters Association. All 3 of the first session there are reconciled through budgets and that. Donations given out to the Firefighters Association is not. So it'd be my recommendation that anytime we pass money out to associations or nonprofits and so on and so forth, and especially if there's tiebacks into our system here to where we're purchasing safety equipment and that, because I understood that the intent was from in the past that this was to offset some of the costs there. So I think it would just be prudent that in a financial atmosphere, and I've got Amy's support on it, that all our accounts like this are reconciled, which means the treasurer doesn't care what you give any of these special interest groups or commissions or whatever. It's just, let's reconcile the accounts through return receipts and so on and so forth. So that would be my recommendation. And I think Amy's looking for a motion on that so she could have clarity on that, because right now we don't.
Yeah, council, motion would be in your court for ensuring reconciliation on what would be the right language that you'd like to include, Amy or Treasurer Fonte, to make sure it's specific to the accounts I've mentioned.
Miscellaneous group supported by
motion to require a resolution for all financial exchange with miscellaneous groups supported by the city of Gibraltar.
That would, as long as that gives you the range that you need to request those, because our argument between, and they've been good constructive arguments between Amy and I, is why don't you have it, you know, why do certain groups have it and why do certain groups don't? And I just want to give her the umbrella to have that control.
Well, I don't think we're allowed as a city, I mean, we're not allowed to give to like nonprofits, or we're not allowed to give money to them. I mean, like the recreation committee, that's part of the city committee, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a city ordinance.
Other ones, I do not believe you're allowed to by law.
Well,
I could be
you know-
wrong, I could ask our lawyer, but
I don't know enough about what you're indicating.
nonprofits, yeah.
I think there's two things here. There's one, which is we want reconciliation for financial exchange. The second, Marcia, which is very astute, is do we have legal grounds to be doing it in the first place, which should be looked into as well. So I think what you're asking is reconciliation. Council,
Yeah, no matter how the outcome is, I think that, you know, as a, let's call it a donor.
Yeah.
If the city is a donor, there's no reason why you can't ask for a reconciliation of, you know.
It should be standard practice, and it is for these other accounts, or these other exchanges, right? So, Kay, did you, council, motion would be in your court, and the motion would be to ensure reconciliation of financial exchange with miscellaneous groups supported by the city of Gibraltar.
Yeah, I think, and we also need to find out if we're legally allowed to do that.
So motion would
I'll
be.
make that
Councilor-
motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Cox, second by Valentine. Any further discussion on that? The discussion obviously is let's make sure we take a look at the legality considerations around that exchange, but at least this will be the grounds of reconciliation requirement.
Well, is there a motion to make that determination? Because we should resolve that too, if that's.
I think that's an action we can send to our, go ahead. Why don't you verify that with the auditors since we're coming out of that audit? Thank you, Amy.
Corporation Council and Corporation Council.
And council, yep. Okay. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I believe that's it for me.
Any questions for Treasurer Fonte? Well, let's.
I have one more. One more. No. Welcome, Interim Director Bullard. So I wanted this clarity for myself and for others that our interim director is the Director of Public Safety, which gives him a reach over the police and the fire. So his responsibilities, as was our other director, all encompassing, and there's, I'm sure you've studied the charter or the ordinances that you have responsibilities over. My ask to you is that for payroll purposes, that you make sure that the approvals are in place for both departments before it reaches signature status. That's going to be important, so we don't have a breach there.
Absolutely, and
Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you. With that, we're going to turn over to Finance Director McEwen.
I got a lot tonight, I'm sorry. Okay, so my first item, I believe we forwarded the letter from the Gibraltar Ducks Hunters Association to everybody. They're requesting that we refund their donation of $2,500. I just need a motion to get approval to do that because of the amount from council.
Make that motion.
Motion by Molnar to refund $2,500. Second by Cox. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just chime in. I know that that group is very charitable. They're very interested in contributing to it. They just, from my understanding, they just want to see a actionable plan with a budget in place, and I think that they would be more than happy to make this donation again in the future, or even do higher on it. I'm guessing. I don't know. They're very interested in helping our city and continuing to help our community. They just want to see an actionable plan in place for this, so the formal refund now would make them feel warm and fuzzy that it's, once it does go forward, it's going to actually, be expended in that direction.
Love that. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Motion carried. Amy, back to you.
And I want to thank them again for, thinking of us, and I apologize that it did not work out. My next motion is motion to process the payout for Chief Tangway's unused vacation time, sick time, as well as his insurance opt-out and holiday pay. I have it detailed on the spreadsheet, how much his 6 hours, vacation hours, insurance opt-out, and holiday hours all were for the time earned. And I would just need a motion to approve that.
Looking for a motion from council to approve the described payout.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Molnar, second by Cosmore. Any discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Motion carried. Amy, back to you.
Okay, I am going to kind of skip around a little bit. So I do have the little detail on that gator from Barton Malo. I received it so that I couldn't get it in the packet, and we weren't sure if it was still going to be available, so I apologize for not getting it to everybody. But it is $2,500. It will be coming out of beautification's budget. It is to give them a watering vehicle. Because of the amount and our purchasing policy detailing that anything over $1,000 needs approval from council. And the way I read that is even with small groups with their budgets, we still need approval for council for anything over $1,000. So I wanted to bring it to council and get approval before we cut the check. So I would need a motion to approve the purchase of this gator from Barton Marlowe. It's a used gator for the beautification committee out of their beautification budget.
Motion is in council.
Motion.
Motion to approve the $2,500 purchase of a gator out of the beautification budget.
And I second that.
Mayor, may I say something?
Absolutely. It's discussion time now, so it's
Okay,
been
great.
seconded.
The constructive argument that Amy and I were having on this is that if there's a budget set in these committees, do they need to come back to council for approval to purchase out of their budget? That was the question. So is that resolved? Because we're going through this exercise right now for this purpose. I asked for the check to be cut because we're going to lose the vehicle if we weren't going to act on it quickly. But I also understood Amy's position, and I appreciate and respect that. So that's why we're here tonight. In the future, entities that have a budget, like beautification, are they required to come in front of council? Because I know there's been some restrictions in some of these committees not to purchase over a set amount, and that holds them back. So I just need some discussion on that and some direction on it for Amy in the future.
My initial thought is we could refer to the purchasing policy on thresholds and all the things we did to update that, right? That's my initial thought.
Which is her thought, too.
So I would say let's follow that procedure. Big picture, if we want to take another look at this, or we feel like there's nuances that
No,
aren't accounted
I'm
for.
fine. I just, it's fine with me. I just, as long as it's across the board and that's the way it's going to be, that's great.
I like it. That was discussion item. Any further discussion item on the gator purchase?
No,
All
I'm
right.
excited. Yes.
All right, Katie, please call roll.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. Motion carried.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amy, back to you.
All right, and then my final item that I have the attached investment portfolio. Our investments are currently mostly in CDs and money markets. The investment portfolio shows the bank, how interest is calculated, the amount invested, and maturity, dates were applicable, as well as interest rates. We have earned approximately $112,000 worth of interest spread out over various funds in the first quarter, up through today, so like through October. We've also earned an additional $68,000 worth of interest in our pension funds through the end of September. So it's pretty good. And I just wanted to know if anybody had any questions, if they wanted this presented differently, any thoughts, opinions.
This money goes into the general fund?
It goes throughout all of the funds. It has to stick to whichever fund I'm investing it in. So anything that's invested for the bond has to stay with the bond money. Anything invested in DDA stays with DDA, so on and so forth. There is a portion that is for the general fund though as well. I wish it was all for the general fund, but it is not.
I would just say I appreciate you, Amy, for putting this together and for updating council, and it's good to see the green.
Good job.
Okay, and that is all I have. Thank you for the clarification and that we have a better idea going forward on what to do with our miscellaneous groups. So I appreciate it. And that's
Amy.
it.
Thank you.
All right, that closes out Finance Director McEwen's report, and that turns us over to Interim Director of Public Safety, Bullard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor and Council, since the last council meeting, the police department has responded to 100 calls for service. We had 18 incident reports, 2 arrests, 7 traffic citations, 2 juvenile school resource officer investigations, and 10 Detective Bureau investigations. Some upcoming events, Gibraltar Goodfellows applications went out last week. The Gibraltar Goodfellows is a nonprofit organization that assists Gibraltar residents in times of need, specifically during the holiday season. Applications for assistance will be accepted until December 23rd. Also, the police department has received 1 request so far for the management deer hunt. As far as news, Department firearms training was conducted by Sergeant Trush and Officer Lezat on October 21st and October 23rd. All officers on the department qualified. The DEA drug take back was conducted on October 28th by Sergeant Robinson, and a total of 58 pounds was turned over for destruction. CPR training was conducted on October 28th. This is one of 2 classes. 8 employees attended. Sergeant Gary Robinson has been appointed the interim detective with the department. And dispatcher Tim Ames' first day was on October 29th. Also included in my packet is the fire department report, the 33rd District Court report, and the ordinance officer's report. I do have 3 action items. Action item A is to approve or to post or accept applications, conduct interviews, and hire a full-time police officer with the city of Gibraltar.
Council motion will be in your court.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Molnar, second by Valentine. Any discussion?
I think this is a formality to add on to what we already approved back in June or July, so I know we've already budgeted and planned according for this.
Yep, absolutely. Any further discussion? Thank you. Katie, please call roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmer?
Yes.
McNabb? Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
Mr. Mayor and Council, action item B is to send Sergeant Gary Robinson to Staff and Command School, which is hosted by the Michigan State University in 2025. The cost of the class is $3,500. I am in the process of applying for a grant through the DCC. As far as it's called a program through the CSP. Citizens can apply for an assistance in developing career paths and community service occupations and civil service careers. The Staff and Command class will start on February 17th and graduation will be October 17th. Sergeant Tim Trush is a graduate of the 2024 class and highly recommends the class. Sergeant Robinson did meet with the DCC today, completed the application, so it looks like a go for the funding. We already got pre-approval.
Nice work.
It's at MSU and not Eastern Michigan?
Eastern Michigan University.
Eastern Michigan, okay.
Nice work on pursuing the grant funding lane. I think we're all hugely supportive of the Staff and Command investment and broader development. So, Council, the motion would be in your court to authorize sending Sergeant Gary Robinson to EMU for Staff and Command School.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cosmore. Is there a second? Second by McNabb. Any discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmer?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
Action item number 3, approval of purchase, the following TASER items totaling $3,645. The items are 20 training inert cartridges, 60 live cartridges, and 2 holsters. This will be taken out of the police forfeiture account. We currently have 10 new TASER 7s, and we don't have the cartridges to utilize the weapons. Trenton PD has training officers, and they're requesting to be reimbursed for the overtime to train our officers in the TASER 7.
How much will the overtime cost, you know?
It is 200 and,
$223.84.
thank you.
Okay.
Any,
Motion to
maybe, yeah, motion be in order.
To approve the purchase of the TASER cartridges and the overtime for Trenton PD.
Is there a second?
Second.
Marcia?
Ladies first. Any discussion?
So when they do training, how many of these cartridges do they use during training? Do they actually use live cartridges, or is there a cheaper way of it?
They're practice cartridges, and I believe it's 2 cartridges per officer for the training.
Okay.
Good question. Any other discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion carried. Anything further on your end?
Mr. Mayor and Council, that concludes my report.
Appreciate you. Fire Chief Kane.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Since the last council meeting, the fire department responded to 24 total calls. 23 were rescues, 1 was a fire call. There are no auto aids, there are 3 mutual aids, and 1 aid was given to another city by us. We've been participating in Carlson's football playoff run. Keep in mind, they have another game this Friday. If they win, they will go to a neutral site. So
big.
if you see them, congratulate them. We've been with Parsons for the Halloween parade and their fun runs that they've been doing. 2 of our new firefighters, Ellen and Caden, which you both know, work for the DPW. I sent them to a flashover training. It's a controlled training in a container. It's good for them. They haven't seen much fires, which is a good thing, but it always helps out. The more training, the better. And also, Sergeant Heather Jones completed her instructor course and passed. It's a huge accomplishment for her. It's a lot of her own time and dedication to going to this school, so good job for her. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Fire Chief Kane? All right. Well, that will conclude the reports that we have, which will bring us to unfinished business, which we do not have any this evening. No new business, no tabled and referred items. So now we will have our public comment. And sir, I'm so sorry for the delay. Thank you for your patience. But the floor is yours if you so chose.
Just a quick question regarding the open forum for all citizens that couldn't attend or wanted to have open sessions with the councilman. What about the hours if other people wanted to attend? How would they be able to comment if they didn't want to comment in front of the other council members? Is there another avenue by chance that they might be able to do?
That's a good question. I think all city council members' email addresses are on our website.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say if you, for any reason, couldn't make the office hours, I would use the emails on the website as a direct contact for them, would be one suggestion.
One last question.
And sorry, just name and address unless you already said.
Michael Schuman, 30461 Bayview.
Thank you, sir.
As well as, is the city newsletter going to be updated if this does go forward?
Newsletter, I'll have to ask Chelsea on that. I know she has,
3 months, usually.
Yeah, we'll get it in
she's
there.
working on it, yeah, so yes, sir, they will, they do the cycle for the newsletter updates. I know she was printing out more today on the counter, and I'm sure the next cycle is underway. Anything you want to see addressed in there specifically, or just general update?
Just about the hours.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thanks for your patience again. Any other public comment this evening? If there's no further public comment, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cosmore, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Any discussion? Katie, please call roll.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood? Yes. Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
Hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you.
I've had longer,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Appreciate you for being here.
Hey, thanks. Nice meeting you, Mayor. Yeah, likewise. Yep, take care. Nice meeting you, Ms. Wood.
Nice meeting you.
You guys take care.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
After this, I'm gonna get home.
Eat dinner.
Yeah. That's a good idea, I'll do that. Nice seeing everybody, take care.
Oh.